Hello everyone, this is Jim Okosinski with your week 4 screencast video. So as I state here in my announcement, we are in the week 4. We begin chapter 2 in the Curious Researcher. And I want to remind you all that this is an 8-week course, so please, procrastination is just not your friend. We're going to be focusing on your specific research topic that you have written about in exercise 1.5. I will comment on your research topics, and we are following that research topic all the way straight through for the rest of the course. So the researching, writing of the annotated bibliography, the double entry journal, the final draft of your research essay are all going to focus on your efforts on this topic. The sources that you find for all of these assignments, like the annotated bibliography, are the assignments you'll use for these, I should say, the sources that you're going to use for the double entry journal and the sources that you are going to use for your research essay. Yes, if you find some additional sources, you can incorporate those, but this is one focused attempt in writing the research essay, one focused topic, all right? So I will talk a little bit about the annotated bibliography because it is an extensive assignment. This week we have the research modules that are taking center stage along with chapter 2. I will post the lecture video later in the week. I'll cover the annotated bibliography in more detail. I will talk about the chapter 2 content. So be aware that we are working on one single research topic, focused research topic. So the research modules are here. You can click through, open up the research modules, read the information, and there's a corresponding quiz. I think it's like 55 or 60 points are awarded for the combination of all 6 quizzes. If I get back to the announcement, we have quizzes 1 through 4 are due Tuesday, so you want to hop on those as quick as possible. They are not really that extensive. They're quite easy to get through the modules and the quizzes. It's all about using the library and doing research. Some of this is going to be quite familiar to you. Some of it might be new, but as long as we have the research modules finished up by the end of the week, it'll just work out well. So as I stated in the earlier that I will talk about the chapter 2 content in the lecture video, right? So you want to get into chapter 2. We also have a discussion board due this week. Discussion board number 5. Let's get over to discussion board number 5, which is all about how we look at sources and evaluating sources, which is critical, right? Garbage in, garbage out. We want to make sure that we have good sources, especially how to evaluate online sources. So this is really right into the heart of the textbook. I think it's the most important portion of chapter 2 that we can focus on, because right now we just have a lot of, I should say, a lot of just questionable sources out there. So as we move into the week 4 unit, I'm going to cover the annotated bibliography, and I want to just mention what I have here in the week 4 unit. So I have what our readings and our assignments and the research modules here. You're going to want to review this. Now I have a section here that I call library research in a day of COVID-19. Normally on a lot of courses I turn around and I bring my students into the library. Right now we just can't do that. Sometimes I'm able to even get the librarians to help us out and do some sort of a class from time to time. So that in an online course is really questionable, but the idea here is that I have links to videos about any type of research that you need to have done done in the library. You can access the library, you can schedule an appointment, you can talk and do a chat with a librarian. So I'll cover this a little bit more in our lecture video, but really the links and all the resources here to the COD library are going to be critical to your success, right? Because what I have here if you look at the assignment, the evaluative annotated bibliography, or what I call the EAB for short, is your annotated bibliography. So what an annotated bibliography is that helps you find sources, works through sources, how to annotate, how to summarize and work through the sources. And like I said, it'll come. I'll have more in-depth information in this week's lecture video. But I also want to point out that we do have an introduction. There's going to be 4 categories of sources. I have published books and articles, internet sources, multimedia sources, and then we can talk about living sources and or field work, right? So I have a section here, what exactly is an annotation that I'm looking for your particular annotated bibliography. So sometimes a picture is worth 1,000 words, and I can sit here and ramble on about the annotated bibliography, and my throat is getting a little scratchy. Hopefully there is my PDF. All right, so what I have here is that I have an example from the fall of 2019 about an annotated bibliography. So you're going to want to open this up and look at it. This is an extensive document. Okay, this is a tough assignment. So it is one of the benchmark assignments in this particular course. So I have here the example of the annotated. Here's the introduction. And then here is this is the way an annotated bibliography is formatted. You have a citation here with link, okay? You have an annotation, which is basically looking at the criteria or qualifications of the authors, a summary of the source, and then the relevance of what it does for your research topic. And you can see here we have citation, annotation, citation, annotation. Once again, citation, annotation. So I'm going to just close this up right here. You are required to have, let's see, 8 sources. Okay, you have a minimum of 8 sources in this annotated bibliography, but not more than 10. So I'm looking openly for about 8 sources here. The purpose of this annotated is to establish a research basis, to define the scope and establish a research basis for an essay of 8 pages or 2,500 words. So that is for your final research essay. That's not to say that the annotated bibliography has to be 2,500 words. But if you look at the 8 sources spread across the 4 categories here, it will be an extensive document. I cannot stress to you the importance of reviewing the example here. It's a very good example written in the fall of 2019, and you want to take a look at what is an annotation. So this is the targeted assessment for Chapter 2. Let me scroll up here. We begin our work here. If you look at the schedule and due dates, once again, I am introducing this particular assignment here because it will be due somewhere in and around Friday the 25th. So I'm introducing it here. You're going to need to work on it over the next week and a half as we get into 2 weeks. As we get into the end of week 5, it'll be due on Friday. And then we move into the drafting of the research essay. So much like I say, the course is coming. It's moving fast. Picking up steam, so you're going to want to make sure that you take a good look at this assignment. All right, let me get back to announcements here. If you have any questions or issues, it is worth 20% of your course grade. Please send me an email. As always, good luck and stay safe out there.